And a legitimate Wednesday hump day it is. And more is happening every hour than we can probably shake our sticks at later today. It's just going to be all day yesterday. And there's some updated news, breaking news, this kind of news,
Oh,
that kind of news. I didn't know where to go. I just turned
there was
everything off and went
news.
to bed.
There was a lot of news.
Yeah, and
I was
it's
just like,
continuing. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown, and this is Live and Local Real Talk.
And good morning. I'm Chris Marks, and it is Live and Local Real Talk.
and good morning, it's hump day, and I'm Lee Barrels.
Yeah.
Yay, halfway through the week.
Write our number down this morning in case you don't have it handy. Should we strike a nerve, step on your toes, or hurt your feelings? 910-333-0139. We'll try not to do too many of those things, but you never can tell. 910-333-0139. So you guys doing okay?
Doing great. Beautiful day.
Yeah, it
The
is a beautiful
raindrops.
day, and it's going to be rainy. And I see one little patch of snow out there on the edge of the driveway. Did you see that? About 6 inches across. That's it.
80% chance today.
Yes.
Be gone
Good.
later.
Uh-oh.
As
There
well as-
are several knobs over there, Lee.
I know the gold ones.
They're on three different radios. There are.
Which radio is it?
Oh, well, there's one right
Let's
beside the. There's one there, right with the lights lit up, right in front of you. That one. There you go. Turn it. Okay, that takes care of. No, there's a channel to the right of that one. There's another knob going. Now the big radio down there. You see that one, and just to the left of everything, there's a gold knob.
Right.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ham Radio 101.
This is Radio International because I didn't talk to anybody outside the U.S. this morning, but I did get a report from. Oh yeah, one more trip over there, please.
What?
My yellow pad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's what you
no,
get for coming in. And you guys got me disturbed out of. I had to feed the dog this morning after you got here because you gave me some treats. You disturbed my train of thought.
Shockwave looks so happy to see me.
Oh, he does. He just loves getting treats.
Because you're the food
So
man.
Chris brought in some treats for him this morning, and then he didn't want to go outside until with me this morning to do what he has to do.
No, he's
But
all
you
about
fi-
treats.
Yeah, he went and hid under Lee's chair.
Yeah.
You saw
Yeah,
that.
he
right?
know.
knew. He knew where to come.
And then you got the treats, and you gave me the treats, and then he followed me outside with a little coaxing. But he still wouldn't do what he has to do until I broke one of them in pieces and gave him one piece. I said, "Now the rest of them I put in my pocket." What are you doing? He said.
Poor baby.
So, poor baby is
Oh, I
right.
forgot to put my coat over
So
there.
I went over and I walked him out a little bit, and he did his business. Then he came looking at me. I said, "Okay, inside, you get a treat." Good boy.
Okay.
Now, Shockwave story is one and done. The story that I guess the world is looking at,
Yes.
and this is going to unfold hour by hour today. Now the daylight is here. Over the next couple of hours, as daylight appears in Arizona, I suspect some things some news conferences will be held, and
Hopefully,
things will
maybe.
be announced, and something is going on. Don't know exactly what it is, but and it may not be anything overly important, but I've got a feeling they're going to update us with some
It
stuff.
was hopping yesterday, and the FBI released video and pictures of the perp approaching the front door of the Guthrie residence.
Yeah,
Those were creepy.
they've been holding that for a
Yes,
while.
yeah. I think so. Well, they said they had to work with Google and they had to dive deep.
Yeah, well, they
You
didn't
know,
also want
so-
to release all that stuff because they're not
No,
really
heck no.
recognizable, and they didn't want to tip these people off that they had as much information as they had. That's why I'm thinking that either they have absolutely nothing to go on, or now they've got something. So we'll hear.
Yeah.
This is the story everyone's talking about: kidnapping of
Creepy.
an elderly woman from her Tucson home 10 days ago. Nancy Guthrie,
Yes.
the mother of two women and one man. One of those daughters is the co-host of NBC's Today Show, and that's part of the reason this story has attracted so much attention.
Mhm.
That's what most people will think.
Right.
That's what they're saying. Whether they think it or not, they are thinking it. The thing is, Ms. Guthrie is 84 years old. I don't know anywhere in this country that this would not make breaking news, headline news. She lived alone. Sometime after she was dropped off at her home in Tucson a week ago, Saturday night, one or more men broke in through the front door, disabling her alarms, and took her at force from her home. A large ransom in bitcoins was demanded with the promise of death if the demands were not met. We've been on a timeline for 10 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you can imagine what the family is, regardless of how important or not important they are, how recognizable or whatever they are. You feel bad for them either way. But if I don't really care who it is, 84-year-old woman kidnapped like this, how many people out there cannot put themselves in those shoes?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
mean, with elderly parents that we've all had, perhaps, or not all of us, but we have. But I thought about it. Good God.
Well, yeah, Rayford, when you're talking about she's 84, go back a few months ago, maybe a month and a half, and that young girl that the mother took on a trip, put a wig on her,
Yep.
and has been charged with her
She
murder.
murdered her.
Very young,
Yeah.
the very old, maybe the ones that are in between those ages, they slip by. They don't make national news, but this is horrible. No matter if she's a celebrity's mother or not.
This is horrible.
She's
And-
become everybody's mama. We're all invested in this.
oh, yes.
I
Yeah.
do want to bring something up though.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Last week, and I don't know if you noticed it or not, and I added it to my page, but there was a story by Mike McHugh. And Mike lives in Swansboro. He's the director of the Chamber of Commerce in
Yeah.
Swansboro
Former-
and former newspaper reporter.
Mhm.
But he did an article that I found very heart-tugging. And he started off, evidently being a retired school teacher doesn't carry the clout of being the mother of a television personality. And he's referring to the 84-year-old woman that's missing from Swansboro. And it says few people outside the Swansboro area are aware of the name of Katie Hyatt, who resided on Glancy Street and was last seen alive in late October, according to the local news there. The disappearance of Guthrie has brought out a legion of law enforcement officials, etc. The search for Hyatt, a retired public school teacher, has local and county law enforcement officials working the case. And both women suffered health issues.
Mhm.
Hyatt from Swansboro is described as bedridden and unable to care for herself. There are no persons of interest in the Guthrie case. That was then. But that's not true for Hyatt's disappearance. The Swansboro police are focusing their attention on Angela and Thomas Angle, individuals who purportedly served as caregivers to Hyatt.
Mhm.
But the thing about it is the Hyatt lady, she's been missing for quite some time. And the last I heard on the case, they were looking for the caretakers who have vanished also. But there's indications at Miss Hyatt's residence that, something happened.
Mhm.
But he brought up a very good point.
Yes, they're all good points. And one of the things about any missing person or kidnap or whatever is the hours, not just the weeks and the months later,
Right.
when there is supposedly, hopefully, some sort of a chance, a hope of some kind of an immediate resolution to this case. That's going to be the difference in a lot of cases. When it gets to be cold, obviously, there's going to be less attention paid to it because they don't have anything to go
Right.
on until something comes up. Now, when they find this couple that is MIA for the time being, and they will turn up.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel
I'm
confident.
sure that the search has continued as best anybody can, looking for this missing lady.
Yes.
Those who are taken by force or violence used and something that is immediate, that's going to be a lot of difference. You can rest assured that this story, if nothing happens over the next day or two or three, is going to take a backseat to the next breaking news event. That's the world of news that we live
Yeah,
in.
we're 10
Yes.
days in now, right?
We're 10 days into this
Mhm.
thing. And I do not see the 4, 5, 6 newscasts a day breaking stories about it as I saw 10 days ago. Do you? Nope.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, to give you an
The
example,
interest is still there. Fox News is
Right.
still keeping it at the top
Yes.
of their block. CNN is not.
Right.
The other places are not. Yeah.
Well, they've been having a lot of interviews, even CNN, and that's something that just grates on my nerves. It's like yesterday, every little thing that happened along the way, all the news media, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, we're bringing on retired FBI director, retired FBI,
Who
former
knows
blah, blah,
absolutely
blah.
nothing about this
And they're
case?
all giving all their opinions. Well, and Nancy Grace was on again
And
last night.
Bongino.
And Bongino.
Really?
But at least Bongino knows a little bit more about how the FBI operates than what Nancy Grace does. Good Lord, yeah. Well, I'm telling you, Nancy Grace, she needs to stop.
Yeah. I mean, she's a great speculator. She's read some good novels. I mean,
What was
you
crazy?
need to go back and read James Patterson again. He's got
I
more.
love James Patterson.
He's got more stuff going for him than Nancy Grace has got going for her.
What I loved last night was Sean Hannity had Nancy Grace on, and that was after Bongino. But Nancy's the one like, they need to do this, and this is what's going to happen. And all the time, this other news had already broke that they had someone detained that they were questioning. They had no clue at the time. All the other news stations were breaking it. But Fox had not gotten the word yet. And I'm like, y'all check your newsroom.
I'm so happy that back in the day that we did not have 200 news media outlets
Wow.
knocking on our door every time there was a story, a case that was going on, an ongoing situation, beating down the doors. And every time you go talk to somebody, they're right there on your butt. And they report everything. They just picked up the janitor, and there's a guy that worked for her one time. He worked in a bakery that she went to in 1946. We're talking with him now.
Well, they're doing DNA testing. These people have come forward and they have volunteered to do it. It's like anybody that's worked out of her house,
That's used for elimination, and that's good.
That's exactly why they're doing it. But, so they're doing that right now. But in the meantime, this video and these pictures, how creepy, man.
That's creepy.
Creepy. But, you could tell by the actions, and I'm sure you watched it and thought in your mind, this guy is a dodo. He's not professional.
No.
He has no clue what he's doing.
No.
And it was creepy though, those eyes and the
I was
mask.
looking for one of those 1962 Ford pickup trucks parked out front with gardening tools on it. Okay.
Rayford.
Yeah.
Not that you're profiling, but Rayford.
Well, I'm just saying somebody who's not a pro in this kind of line of work.
Did you see the way he was carrying his gun? It was in a holster that's made for a long type of revolver, and he has this little, it appears to be like a automatic in the holster, it was great. And he had it on his belt loop right underneath his belly button.
That part reminded me of Gomer Pyle. No, Gomer Pyle when he was deputized and he stick it in there looking all dumb and stuff like that. This guy wasn't very smart. I mean, he puts a mask on that he can still show his facial hair here, his eyebrows.
The eyes were creepy.
That's,
Well, not only that, but instead of just walking up and yanking the doorbell off when he realized there was a doorbell camera there, he fiddles around and then he goes and gets some flowers, shrubbery, and he goes and he tries to put it. You could tell he's not a professional. No, definitely not. He's some Joe that if there are professionals involved, they said, "Hey, Joe, we need you to go do something for us." It's crazy.
This one guy that they stopped yesterday, the deputies got him in a traffic stop.
Yes.
If you want to call him routine, I never call him routine. They stopped him for some reason. He was questioned. That was it.
Yeah.
You know anything?
I saw the picture of him this morning. I was trying to save it and it got away from me. But he's got the mustache and the
mustache,
goatee
yeah.
and the eyes.
Mhm.
And I can, but they said they traced him. He was in delivering food, a food driver, deliverer or whatever. And that he'd been in the area a lot. And that was one of the things that they had followed and tracked there. But
What I found interesting is when they made the breaking news that they have this person of interest and they were talking about him and stuff. Now they start doing all this. Okay, so we're spread out this area now. We've got helicopters up here. We've got airplanes over here. Now, I don't know if they have anything to do with this case, but we've had it. Yeah, okay, you've got airplanes and helicopters in here.
and when all the breaking news came out, the SWAT has just taken off for somewhere unknown, and the bomb squad too. And they've not announced where they're going, but we can only assume it has to do with this case. And I'm like, here we go. But let me tell you, watching the feed yesterday, there's this one podcast or YouTuber that does a lot of this, and he goes out to the scene. I don't particularly care for the guy. He's got some history, but he's got the live feed where you can actually watch what's going on. I mute it because I don't want to listen to him. But yesterday, one of the listeners of this guy decided, I'm going to send him some pizza for him being out there those long hours, blah, blah, blah. As a nice, well, the Domino's man goes out there to deliver the pizza to this podcast as a YouTuber. Somebody had given him the address that belongs to Nancy Guthrie. So this Domino's man carrying pizzas in the bag was able to walk all the way up to her front door and knock on it. Nobody answered, and as he was coming back up her sidewalk, the deputies are like, what are you doing? Hello, deputies, where were you?
They may have been waiting for orders from headquarters.
I mean,
seriously, they could have called it in and said, and that somebody would have said, wait there and see what he does. That's what I would have done.
The deputies have been hired to go out there and protect, by the family. But the thing about it is,
that to me would be suspicious activity, and I would want to wait and see what he's got on his mind. Because if all he's doing is going up there and there's nobody home and he takes the pizzas and walks away, reason to question, but his suspicious activity is not that great anymore.
Yeah, but it was really.
Then walked around behind the house, if he'd walked around behind the house with those pizzas or pizza, that would have been much more suspicious.
But what's crazy, Rayford? The whole street in front of her house.
Got to think like a cop.
The whole street in front of her house is full of news people and deputies. The deputies are there to keep people off the property.
Keep the news
and
people
here
back.
This Domino's pizza man just walks up, goes to the front door to deliver pizza. Like, really?
I would have let him go up to the front door and then just see where he goes next. Because
I'm taking the pizzas.
If he had walked around behind the house, then you got really good probable cause to stop him for anything.
I'd be like, Chris, we got pizzas now. Sorry, we are confiscating your pizzas.
What's on those pizzas? I don't know. I don't want that. Take it back and give me something else.
But the sheriff's
Not what I
department,
ordered.
after that, put out a statement. Please do not order any media food and have it sent out there to the area.
No.
I'm like, man.
Well,
If it was coming out to me and I was a YouTuber, I'd be like, I don't know anything about it. I know nothing.
We can only pray for
Yes.
Mrs. Guthrie because I think Rayford is law enforcement and Lee, in the business that you were in, as time goes on, it looks less and less.
Well, if these people are not
favorable.
going to get any money, all they've got now is a problem on their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yesterday afternoon, I think I sent you a message
But that problem can get worse for them because Arizona does have a death penalty
right?
if they are caught alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Bitcoin account that was listed, the link that was listed in the very first ransom note. And of course, there was a second ransom note. And of course, they're not releasing details of that. It could have been a new link put in there. But the first link, there was a hit on it yesterday. $300 was deposited in that. My personal opinion is probably the FBI throwing a little bit of money in there to see if someone would hit the button on that account because
I don't
Bitcoin can be traced.
I don't
So
know.
it's a lot of things.
All eyes are on it. All the good
Yes,
eyes are on
yes.
it,
Well,
so.
I think that I think eventually they're gonna get their people. They will.
Well, they are. I just hope they
I
would.
just
I hope that they can get them while she's still alive. And
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on her yet. She's lived 84 years.
Yes, bless her heart.
She's a tough cookie. She's got to be.
Could you imagine?
And she's living alone in her house. Would you allow that if she wasn't a tough cookie? Think about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Her husband died at the age of 49. From
Mhm.
that point on, she raised her daughters.
Mhm.
She led a good life. She's lived by herself since they moved out and got married.
Mhm.
She's a very independent woman. And who would think? Oh, 84-year-old woman. She got her nightgown on. I'm just saying. I got ready and went to bed. And next thing you know, boof, her whole world is taken from her.
Mhm.
It's just not right.
No, it's not.
And
right.
this Miss Hyatt out of Swansboro.
Yes, there needs to be a ongoing evermore, but unless you have something you're turning up, and you can rest assured she's in every data bank, national data
Right,
bank
right.
that the law enforcement's got. If anything bounces on either one of that pair
Right.
or anything on her,
It's just sad. It's just sad.
because I know they've got tag numbers. I'm and whatever hits anywhere, even if it's an inadvertent traffic stop and that
Yeah.
thing shows up, ding, 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 ding,
Right.
it's going to be,
Well, Rayford, with
it's going
all
to be a felony stop.
with
Oh, yeah.
all the red light
Yeah.
cameras and the license plate readers all in that area, and then the cell phone,
No, which area you talking about?
right in
Swansboro?
Tucson,
Okay.
around the Guthrie house. I'm sorry, with everything around that area, and then being able to analyze cell phone data. I think the FBI's probably got a lot more than what we know.
Yeah,
So we'll
and
see.
how much cell phone data, if the bad guys are there and they watched enough TV to wear those stupid masks and to rip that doorbell camera off, if they've got enough half-wits about them, and that's what they are.
Leave your cell phone at
Efforts.
home, right?
Then they are not real bright, but they also are bright enough to, we got to get rid of our cell phone. Don't you bring your cell phone here. Turn their cell phone off.
That's right.
I've read it. I saw it on TV on the FBI story. Take that battery out of your cell phone. You can't get your battery out of your
Well,
cell
unless
phone
they're
these
driving
days.
an OF-150, like you said, all these cars that are made today
They're not
have
gonna
a
be
data
tracked.
bank right there in your
They're
dash.
not gonna be
They
tracked.
can pull it out and they can tell everywhere you've been.
Interesting, you both brought up tracking and electronics. What I did find interesting, a former FBI geek, for lack of a better term, in electronics and tracking, made a point that although the ring that she had did not pay for the cloud backup,
Right,
It's
right.
but
always
there's
there.
still the information from the time that it hits here to the time it gets to the cloud is still available.
Right.
And that's where I think
They said
may have
what
they
took
pulled
so
it
long
from.
with getting all that too is once they worked with Google, which thank you, Google, and they were able to pull out the data. The data is in numbers and letters and
Mhm.
stuff, and then they have to decipher all that.
X's and
So,
O's or I's and Y's.
yes.
or
So
whatever
then they have
do.
to decipher. But you know what? Never fear. I think the FBI is on it. They have a lot more information. They're not going to release anything. They're going to go in there and they're going to get the bad guys. The good guys are going to win. And I pray
Well,
that Miss Guthrie will be found alive. Just like Miss Annie out of Swansboro. I pray
Yeah.
she will be found alive.
yeah, the case out of Swansboro, that deserves a lot of ongoing attention. And
Oh, I agree.
It's all in the data, but without something coming up, without, anything fresh that's new, that's a really tough one to have to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. If she
I
was a
mean,
local
I
that
don't-
people saw her all the time.
I don't remember whether Michael was here during the Schrader days or not. Did he show up in 74? When did he come
No,
to
we
town? He
need
wasn't here then.
Mike to come in.
But in those days, I mean, that was a very, very cold situation
Yeah.
from January until August.
Yes. We
Yeah.
need Mike to come in and
Michael
bring
Schra-
his new
uh,
Emmy with him.
Marcus Schrader.
Marcus Schrader.
Yeah.
Kidnapped a girl on January 25th, used her as a hostage in a bank robbery over
Right.
in Bryn Mawr and killed her. Okay. Found her body the next day.
Mhm. Well,
Months
Then it was
month
dead.
later. Yeah.
Then it was dead. January 25th, 26th, found her body. Found a place where she was shot on Sunday, the 26th, and up in Star Hill.
right, Star Hill Country Club.
Yeah, went up there to find evidence, and then nothing,
Mm.
nothing. His car, his van, No, they didn't have his van then. But then back in then August 2nd, two girls, 15 years old, walking along Onslow Drive Extension, what we called Onslow Drive Extension at that time. They stopped same time of afternoon on a Friday afternoon.
Right.
And he had his 16-year-old, 15-year-old stepdaughter in the van with him at the time. And she said, "Hey, girls, want to ride?" And they did.
Yep.
And then found their bodies that night. There was no connection. There was no evidence. There was no electronic devices, no cameras everywhere. There was nothing to tie the two of them together, the bank robbery and that. That was 8 months earlier, 7 months earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But then 2 weeks after those two girls' bodies were found, the 16th. Why do I remember these dates? Because I lived them. On the 16th, another Friday. Go figure. Same
I
time of
remember.
afternoon. Onslow Drive Extension again. Not far from where the two girls were picked up 2 weeks earlier. And then another girl had been kidnapped from over on New Bridge Street, and then she was used in the commission of that robbery, and her body was found a few hours later behind the A&P in what was the A&P at the time in New River Shopping Center.
Mm-hmm.
That was on a Friday. By Saturday morning, we had it, believe it or not, somebody will recognize the eyes on Marcus Schrader from the bank photos that Max Milner and I printed film pictures
Max Milner.
all night long.
He was my husband's, one of his best friends.
We
used to get a lot of free pizza.
We went over. He was.
He owned the Pizza Inn.
We went over and did that whole deal. And got his name. Got a name. Did not know for sure, but one of the guys at the Shore Patrol headquarters. He was a corpsman. Came in Saturday afternoon. Said, "What you doing, Marcus Schrader's picture up here?" He didn't know anything about the case.
Yeah, I remember all that.
And then he went from there. On Sunday, while FBI senior agent here, Dave Manco, and I were in LaGrange at Cheryl Potter Boyd's funeral. I was photographing every male about that height because they gave a heights that attended that funeral. And then on the way back to Jacksonville, we got the call that, hey, he's got movement at his house. I didn't even know who he was, but Dave did. So there we go. And that was that story. So how did we get connected to the two girls? Dave Manco and Billy Woodward had him in the interrogation room, and it was not a soundproof room.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of us were outside listening in the hallway. And Bill Woodward, a very soft-spoken, very easygoing. His voice was high, and he was twitching. And he said, "Schrader, I've got you. I've got you dead to rights on this, and I got you dead to rights on killing those two girls." And I'm like, where did this come from? So when I talked to Bill later on, I said, "Where did that come from?" He said, "I just figured in my soul, being from this area, there were not two people that mean in all of Onslow County."
Yeah.
That was his only clue at that time in his head. There could not be two people that mean in Onslow County.
Seriously?
And then he went on from there.
Oh, man.
What did you drop down?
I had my cough drops up here. I must have put them in my jacket pocket.
You coughed them away.
Well,
Okay,
good.
that's just old history, and it's those things. But you know, the case was very cold from January 25th, right shortly thereafter, because he was on a med cruise. He took a cruise. He was gone out of the country. No money turned up. See, that was one of the big things. No money turned up. Nothing turned up.
Well, we don't have to worry about it anymore because he's dead.
He's dead, and deader.
He's in the ground.
Okay, now let's see. We've got some
Dr.
other
Rose
things to
coming up.
talk about, but we need to do a little bit of weather, I
Let's do
guess, here
some
first.
weather.
The marine forecast for the Onslow Bay area of coastal North Carolina. There is a small craft advisory now in effect. It'll be this way until tomorrow morning about this time. Offshore, westerly winds today, 15 to 20 knots, gusts to 25 this morning, seas 5 to 7 feet, 3 to 5 near shore, sounds and rivers choppy. Thursday, northerly winds 15 to 20, becoming northwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. They're coming down, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore tomorrow. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. Getting ready for the weekend on Friday. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, diminishing to 5 to 10 in the afternoon. 2 to 4 foot seas near shore, about 2 footers in the morning. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon.
Today, rain, high near 866. West wind 8 to 11 miles per hour with gust as high as 20. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 32. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 54. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 27. Friday, sunny with a high near 53. And Saturday's looking beautiful, mostly sunny with a high near 61.
Yay. Yeah.
Maybe
That's
some
Valentine's.
delays Sunday on the race.
Folksy show. Saturday is the 14th of the month. Now, get your mess together. Do not wait until Friday or Saturday to make a call to get your flowers ordered. If you're going to get flowers, get them done today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you're going to wait and go to the big box stores or the grocery store on Saturday morning to get some, you're going to get the pickings, the slim pickings. And so if you're going to do it, get them, figure a way you can keep them cool and watered and all that sort of good stuff, or order them from and I would just go in person to order if you could.
Mm-hmm.
If they're so busy you can't do it, get them on the phone and place the order, and then have them delivered or pick them up Saturday morning. Okay. Just go by. They'll have them ready for you, and they will be on ice. You don't have to worry about preserving them or hiding them. So that's one of the good things.
Dr. Rose.
Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning. Happy almost Valentine's Day, and I hope it's warmer where you are.
It is good. It's very, very nice.
Good.
I think it's low 50s right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
Up that way. All your
Yeah.
all your
What
snow
are you guys
gone.
seeing for temperatures this morning?
Well, we're in the high 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Not the beautiful warm temperatures of Punta Cana, but I have a friend of mine. I did it. The first person that came to mind, Dr. Rose, Saturday night was you. In my mind, a friend of mine, I was emceeing a gala, and he was the head chef. He's going to Punta Cana, and I mentioned a couple of resorts. He goes, "No, I'm going to where the one-armed bandits are." So he's going to Hard Rock Cafe, I think. So,
Oh,
yeah. So
Is he going to work
Very
or is he
nice.
going to play?
he's going to play.
That's what I figured.
You don't go to Punta Cana to work.
Oh, me. But anyway,
very, very nice.
you
The
gotta get,
one-armed bandit.
yeah.
Is that a rock group?
Oh no, those are called slot machines.
You didn't know about that one?
No.
Okay, those things they used to back in the day when you had them, and some of the old nostalgia ones still have them. They have a big lever you pull down on the slot machine, and you watch the little things go round and round and go. Bzz, you lost. For most of us, anyway.
Yeah.
Those are known as one-armed bandits. You pull it, you got one arm they got, and they steal your money.
Yeah.
Ah, very nice. Nope.
No, yeah, but now they use the
Better.
buttons. Yeah, they use the buttons now.
Those have buttons on them, but some of them will have the arm so you can pull it just so you'll feel like you're in the old days. So, oh, good gracious. You haven't played a lot of slots, have you?
No. I was trying to think back the last time that I went to Punta Cana and did indeed go to the Hard Rock hotel, and I think I did play that one-armed bandit.
We got to get her a T-shirt.
Yeah, he was indeed a bandit, but I always set a limit, and it was like $100. So
Oh, Lord.
it didn't take long for me to
Well,
not have any more money to play.
I usually set a limit of $10, and I play nickels and pennies.
They don't have many of those anymore.
Not really.
That's been a long time.
It has been. It'll be a long time before I lose any money there either.
Dr. Rose, question.
Go.
Are we getting close? And the reason I ask it is I thought I saw a lot of pollen yesterday. Have you seen cases already coming in with?
Don't start with the pollen.
I wasn't not pollen, but allergies. Allergies.
I know, but I think about my.
I knew where he was going. I've not seen pollen because we don't have any buds or blooms yet at all.
Mhm.
But with this weather change over the last few days, it's hysterical the way we were talking about snow last week, and now we're talking about the warm weather. But no, we haven't seen any pollen. So the allergies are sort of more like what we call perennial allergies, which means all year long, just, whatever it is, you kind of high on the allergy list and something else is triggering it. But then be on the lookout with the weather change, and it looks like, it's going to be warm coming next week. The plants will change. The trees will start blooming.
Oh, they will.
And those allergies will kick in.
Yeah, they
And
will.
so we know to make sure that we dust off our children when they get back inside, wipe them down a little bit. And if
Fire
they have
hose.
antihistamines at home at night, it might be a good idea to give them some and humidify that air in the bedroom.
Okay, now humidify the air. Do this, do that. Dehumidify the air. Take all that moisture out so your mold doesn't grow in your bathrooms. I got caught between. It's like sweet tea. You put sugar in your tea, and then to make it sweet, you put lemon in it to make it bitter. I'm caught between two worlds, and I don't know what to do. Right now, in here is 34% humidity in this studio, which is low.
Mhm.
It's a little higher than it was earlier today. That's because we're all in here sweating, I think. But I have dry skin. I itch all the time.
Like a dog.
Dermatologist, yeah. The
Scratch.
dermatologist has given me stuff to put on for other things that are little things
Sorry.
have some things there that they want to check out and make sure it's not bad. But then there's other stuff. How can I take a bath in hot water, which I
Made
like
me
to do,
itch.
and then get out and get rid of all those itchy things? In the summertime, when you get a little bit of a sunburn or whatever, you can scrape off all that dead skin, which is what you're supposed to do. And that kind of helps you with the itching. What do you do in the wintertime? There's no dead skin. It's just scaly.
Well, I would recommend for people who have dry, sensitive skin that when you do take a shower, maybe don't turn the hot water on quite so high, just enough so it's comfortable, but not where you could say it's hot. But also, instead of just using a soap, if you can use some sort of moisturizing soap, or even better off, if you can use a bath oil, that'll put the moisture back into your skin in a natural way. There are a lot of different products out there that make that bath oil. If you do have dead skin, and you said that you didn't, make sure that you use a gentle loofah to take that off, and then moisturize with that bath oil. It works pretty well for little ones. So I think that, even for us bigger ones, it should help pretty well.
I would need, I need a vat of something I can just step in and to get all that stuff on me and get out. But my issue is personally is up above my head, above my neck, it's up in the brain area, I'm sure. I don't like that grease on my body. I don't like sunscreen on my body. I don't like that kind of stuff. I feel like I want to wash it off, and I generally do. Now what? I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. I need to sleep.
I really do think the bath oil is something for you to consider.
10W40,
Because
okay?
you don't see, no, that wouldn't work. You said you didn't like
Excuse
that greasy stuff.
Goodness gracious.
Well, it is something, and I'm not the only one, because I see other people backing up to the doors just like I do in the corners, like Lee's doing right now, and scratching. I
Quit
feel like a
talking
little
about
pig
it.
and a little cow when there's
Quit
itch and they
talking
can't get to
about
it.
I know.
So,
He starts talking about it, makes me itch.
yeah.
Well, have we seen a decline now? I know there was a spike, I believe, in the chicken pox.
I think the measles.
The
too.
measles, yeah.
Oh yeah, well, we've not seen any measles. I don't know how
Good.
it's really clustered in South Carolina. It's the strangest thing. And I think over the weekend they might have seen a 20, 30 more cases pop
wow.
up. But it's
Wow.
all around a couple of counties. and mostly from what I read, people who have come in from other countries or places, and then the unvaccinated people in that county are the people who are having it. There was like a closure of, oh no, well, not closure, but they restricted entry into the hospitals. Then there was a Walmart that might have been infested. It's like, wow, that was a lot.
Holy moly.
I just keep my eye on it because we're not that far away from them.
No. And you just brought up a interesting word, infested. And the reason I say that,
Stop.
I'm sorry, Lee, is
Please.
I know in some of the schools in our area, not a lot, and it's not a massive outbreak, but my granddaughter
Don't
happens to
do
be in
it.
one of the schools, but lice.
He did it.
How is that passed along? Is it through hairbrushes, combs, or is it just the kids?
It's always been a mystery to me, but I think it's in children. It's just because their hygiene isn't the best. They sit a little too close. They hug, and they're in each other's face, so it just kind of jumps over, and
Yes.
it's in their hands, and generally
Nice.
kids will touch their heads first, and they scratch on their heads, and they have those little fellows on their hands already.
Well, they hang all their
because
coats and
it is
hats
mostly-
together. You know, a lot of the classrooms, they have pegs. Everybody hangs their coats and hats together.
That too. That's a great point.
Well,
That's probably part of where it's coming from. But the most spread it seems to be in children, and in children, I'd say before their teen years, because they just don't keep to themselves. That's just the natural way that children are. So it really grows. So that once you have it in a school, a lot of the children will have it. And if you hear about it, then make sure you tuck your child's hair away if you can. Put it up in little braids. It doesn't tend to like braids, and it loves long, unruly hair.
shave.
I don't have anything to worry about.
We're good.
Rayford and I are good, Lee.
We're good. You know, you need to go to boot camp for a little while. Is there? This is going to sound unrealistic, but in these closets where coats and stuff and pegs are, could they not have a designated closet? And when they come put that stuff in there, that it is sealed, and they hit the fumigator.
Yeah.
And it just I know it's far fetched, but I mean, if this stuff is bad, why not have something like that?
Chris, what have you done?
Well,
I just asked a question.
yeah, I don't know that they're considered putting the anti-lice or, like you said, fumigation on objects that the children will put on themselves. But,
Well, then run the kids
you
through it too.
could.
Oh my gosh, Rayford.
Yeah, not really Dr. Rose approved, but
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm thinking out of the box as usual, but if it gets to be a really critical thing, then we probably need to take some kind of steps.
yeah. I think that
Let's not start an epidemic
prevention
here.
again is the best thing.
Yeah.
You realize, you hear about it, or that so and so had it. You put your kid's hair up if it's a girl, or boys are wearing longer hair. Make sure they put their hair up also, and tell them when you're at school, whatever you touch, don't touch your hair. Just leave it alone.
Yep.
And just that does it a lot of the time. It's amazing. Just don't share a hat. Don't put your stuff where other kids' stuff is. And keep your hands to yourself.
There you go. There you go. Okay. That should solve a lot of problems.
that does.
Dr. Rose, I saw RFK Jr. came out with an announcement the other day urging parents that have children that have not been vaccinated against measles to get vaccinated. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that anything that is done as a reflex should be done thoughtfully. If there is a reason, because some children do have immune and immunological disorders that require for them not to get vaccinated with live vaccines, and measles, mumps, rubella, and varicella are live vaccines.
Wow.
So that you really need to see, why did you think that MMR and maybe varicella weren't good for your children? And then look at the data. Is there, especially children that haven't been vaccinated, the whole thing about the autism, let's say they're beyond 1, now they're 2 or 3. Are you in an area that is high endemic of measles? I think in those situations, it's a good idea, a really good idea, to consider vaccination. What I've seen of the side effects from the vaccine is pretty low, and with the scare, especially in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, because those are the most adjacent states to this big outbreak. I think it's something worth considering. Plus, measles is really not benign. It can really hurt children, make them very sick, make them have to come into the hospital, and it can have long-term sequelae. I think when I see all of that it is a good idea to really strongly consider getting the vaccination. But I think it should still be thoughtful and not just run into your pediatrician's office without you doing your own research. If you ask for it, they'll give it to you. But I think that everything that is done for a medical purpose should be done thoughtfully.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah. Check the out. Well, just look at what the possible side effects are, and then stay in touch with your doctor. I'm not sure that I would just go anywhere to get vaccinations for my child if I had one now. I do, but she's too old for it. If I had a young one, I just wouldn't take it to anyone. I want somebody to have the history of my kid and give me an intelligent decision on whether I should take the risk or not.
Right.
And we all must remember that vaccines are not infallible. I was fully vaccinated, and I got most of the childhood diseases, communicable diseases, like the measles. I got the measles, and I was vaccinated. That's why I like to sort of balance things out. And I was pretty sick. I didn't have to be hospitalized, but I was pretty sick. It was one of the worst I've felt in my life when I had the measles as a young adult. So that, it's not 100%. It does confer some immunity. Maybe I would have been even sicker had I not gotten the vaccine. But we need to be well informed, and not just because he comes out and says, "Hey, everybody should get vaccinations."
Yeah.
And remember that RFK, I think he means really well. He is really trying to keep Americans healthy, but he's not a physician. He's just relying on the good information that his team gives him.
That's right. Okay. Doctor, thank you as always.
As always.
Thank
The
you,
woman
Dr.
of
Rose.
Welcome, as always. I enjoy being on the show.
Well, we
We
enjoyed
enjoy
having you
having
here.
you. We
Very,
look forward
very
to it.
informative too.
And we went with Dr. Rose this whole time and didn't say one word about the box.
You
I was
just
waiting for
did.
that.
I did it for you, Lee.
I walk over to the toy box and
box.
I think of you guys every day.
I'm sure you do.
Thank
Why don't you
Dr.
name
I
it and
do.
put Chris Marks on it? The Chris Marks toy chest.
Well, I think if anything, Chris,
I need to
we
fill it
should
up.
send her some toys.
I'm going to send some toys.
We should send her
I
a
think
box
we're
of
going to.
toys. To put
Maybe you
in the
got
toy
some
box.
left over from your childhood you could send her.
I got some from right now.
She doesn't want us beat up, dented up.
Maybe you've got some that you stole from other doctors you could give her.
No, actually, I get them from other children.
Oh, whoa.
No.
Yeah. Children
Stealing
give them to me.
toys from
No,
other children.
the children give them to
Oh,
me.
my gosh.
The children give them to me
There's
after
no
we're done
out.
playing.
That's the same way
There's no
he gets his Halloween candy. He walks the streets at night and grabs it
Takes
from
them
him.
from children. Oh,
Chris, I didn't know that about you. But anyway, okay. Dr. Rose.
Thanks, Dr. Rose.
Thank you, Dr.
We learned
Rose.
a lot on here.
Have a great week, guys.
You too.
You
Bye-bye.
too. She is
Wow.
just a lovely lady and
She
fun.
is. She's a.
I
she's
really
a
do
great
think
person.
we should gather some toys and I'll mail them to her for the
I'll
toy
bring-
You could
box.
deliver them.
No, I'm not going anywhere the western part of the state.
Well, that's not quite that far away.
I'm done.
Well, how far?
We're not in the.
It's close enough.
We're not in the hurricane season yet.
Yes, I don't care. Something weird will happen.
You
But
get
you
your
have your
ham
ham
radio.
radio. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. We both told you. You
can
got
still-
your ham
you can still
radio.
talk to
That
us.
go anywhere this weekend at South Daytona.
Oh, but you got to go through South Carolina to get there, where they got measles.
I'm not stopping. I'm not going to Spartanburg. That's where the big operator.
Measles critters travel real fast.
No, they have
You gotta
those
get
love
gas.
bugs in South Carolina. Have you ever seen those? They're
And
called
the
love
Beatles,
bugs, and they come out at a certain time
Love bugs.
during the season,
Volkswagen.
and they
Wow.
splatter all over your vehicle as you're driving.
Yeah.
They splatter.
See, we
Those
both
are
thought
slow
we,
kids.
You can go, and everybody in South Carolina, their vehicles are just splattered with these love bugs.
Birds.
Where it's terrible, and then you have to go to the car wash and you have to get the brush out to try to scrub them off your grill.
okay, well, we both
They're
thought
horrible.
we both thought of Volkswagens when we
I
said
thought about Volkswagens.
See, Tim knows. He's calling.
Uh-oh.
Timmy's calling. He knows.
The love bugs he's got around him are on donkeys.
South
Yeah.
Carolina, don't they, Tim? The love bugs, they'll splatter all over your car.
Hey,
Well, that's I missed that little bit apart. I was just talking about the song member of the swinging Pringles.
The what?
okay, we got your audio is really, really bad.
We
If you're on a
can't hear you.
Bluetooth, it's even worse than ever.
All right, how about now?
That's
Oh,
one
If
better.
I
Perfect.
could have sworn I heard swingers.
That's what
Stop.
I
Yeah,
thought.
swinging. Well, that's what I said. I was calling in the swinging, the sole member of the swinging singles club.
Swinging Singles Club.
You're a sole member. You're the only member of a swinger
No,
club.
no.
Yeah.
Chris Barnes is. He's the one that came
You can
up
hear
with
No,
it.
no.
I'm not a member of that. No.
Oh,
Swingers. I thought you had to have more than one person involved.
that's
Well, that's what I thought, but he came up with it. He was talking about, might have been talking about silver sneakers, but he said
silver
swinging.
sneakers. Yes.
Oh yes, I remember that now. Okay, gotcha.
Silver
Sneakers.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that flub up.
Oh, I forgot about it. That's on my list of things to go after Chris with.
Yep, that's
Tim-
it. I
Tim-
got all the ammunition I need.
That's right.
Tim, between you and Papa Top, Chris Miller. I don't know.
Don't be talking about my
We
Chris
got the
Miller.
Road Runner and Papa Top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what were you talking about, the South Carolina deal? What were you
No,
saying?
the love bugs in South Carolina, they come out during a certain season. And if you're driving through see, I told you, if you drive through South Carolina at that time, your vehicle is just plastered with them.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah,
I've seen the
actually-
cops' cars. Oh,
Yeah, they call them love bugs. Actually, they're called palmetto bugs. But yeah, everybody calls them the love bugs.
that's right.
And they are in South Carolina, Georgia, and some in Florida. But
Mhm.
they're really, really prominent in South Carolina.
Palmetto
And
bugs
they
that I
are-
know about are look like cockroaches, but they're just big old.
Yeah.
They're
you're
a
talking about- we
seasonal
call them
nuisance.
water bugs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
And Florida, you call them water bugs. Some of those I've seen down there, you can saddle them up right.
No, these
Yeah, they
are
fly.
Plesia
Yeah, they do.
neritica.
Oh, you
Their
get
love bugs are
Okay.
small black flies about a half inch long, characterized by red dot near the heads. They're often
Yep,
seen in
that's it.
pairs.
they're
and I'm
biting
telling you,
flies.
They've hit my at the time we went through there, and they were all over my vehicle, and they're like one on top of the other. I guess that's why they call them love bugs. Hit your windshield. Ooh.
Yeah, but we were told the proper name was palmetto bug because they had that
Mm-mm.
orange spot on top of their head.
Let's not talk up palmetto
Okay.
bugs. Oh God.
Actually,
Yeah.
Tim, the expert on silver sneakers. Peter, right? Peter's in here, so he'll straighten all that out. If anyone has any questions.
Yeah, I'm dealing. I'm still PO'd over Medicare, so yes.
Okay,
yes,
well,
they- I'll be like that. Oh, I got a bill in last week for my Medicare again, and they charged me $35.80 because I had a late fee. So I ran to the bank.
A late fee.
Hold on.
Yeah, but
What did
that's
you make?
normally because you haven't had a drug or, yeah. So it's not a late
Yeah.
enrollment penalty.
No, I'm
No,
talking
it shouldn't
about
be.
enrolling.
Uh,
I'm talking about I weren't late enrolling. I was just, according to them, I was late sending in the payment. They charged me an extra $35.80 because I had a late fee. No, I didn't do it late. I didn't enroll late, but it's due on the 25th of every month, and it went into 20. And they actually got it on the 26th. Now, what I get when I get my bill, I get a little piece of paper where I can mark my my debit card and all the information on my debit card. I can mail it, put it in the envelope, mail it right back to them. Well, I don't like doing that because you never know with the snail mail system what might happen. Somebody gets your debit card information. So I would, I have an app with my bank. And so I send it in through the app. And then I find out later on that it takes a while for that app to pay it off. So that's what made it late. So yeah, I was charged $35 for a late fee. So what I'm having to do now, going to have to do, instead of, if I don't do the easy payment, is send it in a month early.
well, the other thing you can do, I think you're talking about your Part B payments, but
Yeah, that's it.
so you can arrange to have it automatically withdrawn from your bank account. That's
You
what.
can
Yes, on a monthly basis, and so that's what
on a month.
my wife has done, for instance, because she's not going to get Social Security till she's 70. So every month they just automatically draft it out of her Social Security, out of her bank account. So I would recommend you do that.
Well, I tried to do that, and Medicare sends me back, says we could not process it to your bank for some reason. So I went to the bank, and there were some numbers off, and this and that and the other. Well, I could just pay it every month, but yeah, I'm not too fond of that. When they send that payment card in, I mean, you put your debit card or credit card information on there. That's all you do. Put all the information on there, and how much. You put it in a blank envelope and send it back. I said, all somebody had to do was have to get a hold of that, and I've had it. So what I'm going to do now this week, I'm going to make another payment. I'm going to make March payment now and just see what happens. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, having to automatically deduct it out. But yeah, I still get on them about it's crying shame I'm paying Medicare premium and I'm still paying Medicare tax. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
Not a thing you can do about that one. I got the same thing.
No, sir. Oh yeah. It's just happy-go-lucky. Welcome to America.
Mark.
But yeah, but no, I mean that was my dilemma on that because and I didn't know it would take that long for them to get it through that app. But yeah, I had thought about doing. They call it the Easy Pay program. So I either got to mail it in a month or send it in a month ahead of time, or I got to try to get that straightened out to get it on the Easy Pay program. But it does make me hot. And if you're late, it's $35.80. And I had it to pay. But yeah, I was kind of hot over that.
Yeah.
But no, that was my little rant and rave for today. But I didn't want to pick on Chris about his swinging singles and his stealing toys.
Stealing toys.
Yeah.
I got a lot to say, and I'm going to,
Refrain for the moment.
yes, for just a moment.
Just a moment. Okay.
I don't get to pick on Chris that much because
Right.
he really is a worthy cause person. The
Well,
things he does.
I'm glad you're saying that, but because he had to get up and leave right after you got here just a couple of minutes ago, and I really don't want to think it's because you're calling and picking on him, but you never
I'm
know.
pretty sure it ain't.
Well, I'm going to
But
ask
you
him.
never know.
We'll ask him tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay.
Please do.
Thank you,
Thank
you, Timmy.
Yeah, he's really high up on my scale, but I mean, he is a very, very active person,
He is.
and
He's a great guy.
I appreciate it.
All right, you take
All right,
care.
we'll see y'all
Be safe.
later.
Bye.
Bye, Tim.
Bye.
And that other voice in the house is the one, the only, is the Brit. He's our token Brit. How's that sound?
Our
Yeah,
token
token
Brit.
because I'm actually American now.
I know you're American.
and I'm not allowed to have my British passport back.
Well, who did you go
I
for
did
in the
check
Super Bowl then? Let's see how American you are.
I got a secret. I didn't watch it.
Wait, so you didn't watch either halftime show?
No, I didn't. Debbie watched the
How American
halftime
is
show.
that? How American
Well,
is that?
wait a
We didn't
minute.
watch the
You-
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't watch the Super Bowl.
Well, we know you don't count.
I
You don't watch any
Thanks.
sports except for Jacksonville High School,
and I did
and
that
then
in
you're
person.
the biggest fan there.
Now, if I could go to, I'm that big. I've lost some weight, but
No,
if and I've seen some big fans there.
Jesus, Lord have
But
mercy.
she said I was the biggest fan there.
No,
How
I just-
would you take that if you
Lord
had,
have
you know,
mercy.
if you're feeling a little heavy and you lost some weight? And she said she's your biggest fan there. God, you're rubbing it in.
Ye-
Just because I like popcorn? Is that why you said that? Hot buttered popcorn.
Peter, so what's new? What's new, Peter?
What's new?
What have you got for us today?
Okay, so things are ticking along nicely. Basically, I
Ticking.
think it's hopefully
Sorry.
hopefully things are fairly stable here in
Okay.
Onslow County.
Have there been some issues or any things that you guys been trying to resolve and work out? Anything more than usual?
I've still got people that are being found up to move to chronic plans, so I've got that happening.
Oh,
Which isn't, if it had been the best thing for them, then we would have done that during the annual enrollment period.
Now, while we're at it, for you folks, I used to keep people on the phone and jerk their chain a lot.
mm-hmm.
And I had, as difficult as that was for me not to do, I have not done it. I give them 4 seconds and I don't ever say a word when a call comes in that says potential spam or you don't know this idiot or whatever it says. And I just click on it and I say nothing. And then 3 to 4 seconds, I disconnect. If they haven't said something to me in that length of time, they don't know me or it's a scammer. And so far, I have reduced the number of calls over the past month down to maybe 1 a day. Maybe there are days that there are none. What we found out, and that's from this Medicaid scammers as well, these people, they don't want to waste their time and money trying to convince somebody who's just not going to talk to them. And they have figured out that I'm not going to talk to them because I don't say anything. And I don't stay on their list.
Yeah.
If you say anything, you want to fight them. Well, if you feel good about it, good. That way you get plenty of calls coming in. You can continue fighting. I chose not to fight. I chose to win. And I think I'm winning.
Oh, that makes sense. So that's a good tip. Yeah. For scam calls, just don't say anything.
If they're real, they'll call you back and they will leave a message or they will begin talking right away. But if they don't talk within the first 3 or 4 seconds, click.
Well, Peter, I think we've covered this one subject before. The ads that are being constantly put out about the $800 food card, that if you're on Medicare, you're eligible for it. Do you remember that discussion?
Something above and beyond what you're normally getting.
Right.
Yeah, well, and I had somebody talking to me about that only 2 days ago. Is it real? He phoned me up, and I said, "Well, let's check and see what you qualify for right now," because he had partial Medicaid, which meant he could get a plan, not with Blue Cross but with another company that enabled him to get some food money. And he wanted to know if he could get more. So I checked his status and it's still the same. So I said, no, you qualify for it, but you haven't, you can't get the bigger amount that you're looking for. So unless you've got some level of Medicaid, you cannot qualify for the food money in Onslow County.
Well, is it a legit thing though?
Well, the adverts are so that anybody will call and then it's what's it called? Bait and switch.
Bait
So
and
that-
switch.
So they're basically trying to get you to speak to you, and then they're going to see if they can move you into a different product,
Okay.
so that they can
There's
get a
There's
commission.
your scam, guys.
Yeah. Bait
They
and
want you to
switch.
call and ask about this 800, 900, 1,000, 99.95 plan that you are eligible to get.
And some people maybe, though. I mean, it'll be a very few people because virtually everybody has got. That qualifies for Medicare and Medicaid has already signed up
Well,
for
I don't
a
have
plan.
Medicaid, but if I was eligible
Yeah.
under what some of them are claiming, would I not be getting a call from Social Security or Medicare or you or your people and say, listen, you're eligible to get this other stuff too?
Not necessarily, because somebody, but they'll normally hear about it from friends or from the social gatherings that they go to.
Mhm.
But or the fact that they've got a letter from Medicaid saying that you've
Okay.
now got a certain level of Medicaid. But they might not get a letter for Medicaid if they haven't ever applied for Medicaid, and so they might not know. And I come across a lot of people that don't have extra help that could have it, which is
But
on the drug side.
But if I'm not
But on
eligible
the-
for Medicaid,
Then
none of
you-
this is going to apply for me
Not in
anyway,
Onslow
right?
County
Then
anyway.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
I just won't talk to you.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's-
Now, there are
Yes.
some chronic plans that may give you, let's say, for instance, $30 or $35 back a month. But then those chronic plans don't have a comprehensive dental plan. They don't have a lot of other benefits that you can get, but possibly
So
with
it's give and
with
take.
other companies.
It's
So,
give and take. You just going,
yeah.
you may or may not get it, but
Yeah.
Not worth the effort likely.
Yeah. Well, I found last year, I think I had 16 people converted to chronic plans, and I found out about them before the end of the month.
Mhm.
And 12 of those people I was able to get hold of, and they switched. They decided that they didn't want to go through with the chronic plan because it wasn't in their best benefit, and so they stayed with the Blue Cross
So-
plan that they were on.
Now, tell me, what is somebody going to call me, or they haven't, of course, but if they were going to call me, or if I was going to respond to one of these ads somewhere, what is a chronic plan that they would try to convert me to?
So a chronic plan, the way that some people push it as well, you can get some money, food money, a food card that gives you possibly $35, somewhere around there per month, for food. And you'll also, your drugs may be cheaper so if you've got diabetes, or if you've got chronic heart disease, or you've got cardiovascular problems, then you'll qualify for a chronic plan, and that will enable you possibly to get your medications may be cheaper. Though when I've put them into Medicare.gov for Blue Cross compared to one of these plans, I think it's every case. There may be one where it was not, but I think in every case it had been cheaper if I put in the various different pharmacies, and you include Riolo and Walmart
Right.
and Walgreens and so on, and then you look and see what the price of the drugs are,
Ooh.
and so it really doesn't make and you lose
Right.
your dental.
Yeah.
You lose your dental.
I
You've
don't want to
got,
give up anything that I've got right now.
you've got
Yeah.
those other benefits with Blue
Same.
Cross, the over the counter, and somebody that can come to your home, and and various other benefits. So most people decide to stay with the Blue Cross plan
Sure.
once they realize that.
Well, I haven't reached a point that I'm unhappy with it.
Yeah.
So that's if I'm not unhappy with it, that means I'm happy.
I know I've got to delve into mine because I just got an email from my medical provider, my doctor's office, that said, click here to look at your bill or something. Has anything changed at the office where we go as far as
They haven't sent me
billing
anything.
or whatever?
Or
I don't
they
know.
sent
I
you a
need
letter
to-
or an email.
I need to go in. It was an email. And
You
I'm
check-
like, bill for what?
Check the return address on that email.
No, it was real.
Okay.
It was real. And so Peter, I can't even begin to even ask you a question about it because I've not really dug into it. So
Yeah.
it says your health file patient portal message billing statement. I'm like, billing statement for what? But I'll delve into it.
Their
Shouldn't have
computer
even
system
mentioned
is sadly lacking over there, as I
There's a
can't,
lot.
as far as the patients are concerned. So we
Mhm.
need to storm their place.
See, I don't even,
lock 'em
wait a
in.
minute. Maybe I can get, your username is incorrect. Of course it is. That's the problem I have with their health portal.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
like
look- I'll
health
take a look at it.
portals.
They're
but
not
yeah.
working.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
got one that works yet. It doesn't matter which one I go to that where I associate.
Mhm.
I've got a Duke one, which seems to work very well.
I don't go to
Duke My Health, and that seems to work pretty well. But because I can make appointments through it, so I quite enjoy that. But the other two that I'm meant to be able to get into, it's just passwords are changing, and it's
Oh,
just
no.
no,
crazy.
Quit changing my password every
It's like
6
trying
months.
to get into Social Security Administration or OPM. If you've not been in there in a while, they lock you out. You have to read it. It's just a pain.
Yeah, they'll come see me if they want me.
Well, I find trying to sign people up for supplement plans and trying to do,
Oh, I imagine.
they've got to create a
Mhm.
login, put their username in and a password, and then they get sent a code in their email so
Oh,
that they
God.
can look at something.
Right.
And then before they can go even further, they've got to get another code texted to them. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
and by that time, I've lost half the people in trying to sign them up. So
I don't care for these double
Mhm.
check-ins, even
Yeah.
to get into my email, to get into Google down there, making me do it 3 times.
I
Y'all
prefer it.
One of these days, I'm just going to rebel.
You do every day. This
No,
doggone
not yet.
computer.
But I suppose the problem is hackers, and that's why we have to be, because it's just getting worse and worse.
Yes,
Well,
it
And I'm
is.
seeing that a lot in the software I use. So
Well, when we catch the hackers, if we would do with them what I have told us
Mhm.
that we need to do with them,
Yeah.
the incentive would be for other people not to do that anymore.
Right.
yeah,
Them I can
Yeah.
cure immediately,
Yeah.
but you got to have an incentive plan so that
Mhm.
other people will look at them and say, that's not really worth the risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much all judicial systems, judges,
Mhm.
parole boards. I still think we need to abolish parole boards, but I'll get into that later on. So for the people out there that are, I've never been called normal, but for me, I consider what's going on fairly norm. Am I among the majority of the people dealing with the Medicare, well, not Medicaid, because I don't have to deal with the Medicare issues or Medicare programs and stuff? Am I like a normal person?
Yeah, I would say so.
And
Yeah.
I don't have any issues, and most of the people like me don't have issues.
Yeah, I probably had 10, 15 people call me. Yeah, and that's a small percentage.
I was going to say that's not many.
Yeah. Since the beginning of the year.
Okay. All right. And
So-
you're able to deal with those one-on-one if as necessary.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of having Peter up here. Got his telephone number. I just call Peter.
Yes.
I don't have to
Yeah.
call 800-888-910, whatever. I don't have to deal with those.
Pick one for English,
Yeah.
2 for Spanish.
He speaks English in 2 words. He
3 for British,
He speaks English in 2 languages.
3 for
And
British.
do you remember what my number is?
252-675. So far, so good. 4488.
Yes, you got it.
And there's
did good.
not even looking around here at anything.
You did very good.
252-675-4488.
See,
Yeah,
I could call
That's
you.
right.
That's
I
great.
got you.
Yeah.
I got your number. So is there anything that the norms among us need to be even worried or concerned about between now and October?
Well, I was wondering, is another company going to try to come in here like what happened when we had Aetna come in and then leave after a year? And I was thinking, is that possibly going to happen? Because that would really disrupt things all over again.
Not if I don't.
But I was speaking.
Not if I just ignore them.
Yeah.
Because Blue Cross is not going to go away from me here. Are they here?
No. Blue Cross has said that they're committed to being in all 100 counties.
Okay.
And that's
they give
what
me a
their
problem,
strategy
I
is.
can get an address in another county.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a boat. I can move to another county.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
It's got living quarters on it. I can move to another county.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, that's like me with two properties.
That's
one
what
here,
I'm saying.
one there. Do the same.
But as long as they're here, really the norm among us, we go along to get along.
Mhm.
We're okay.
Mhm.
We don't have to be sweating it every time we see stuff popping up, right?
No.
If there's going to be any issues or if there's anything major is going to be happening, you're going to tell us and we're going to tell y'all.
Yeah.
So it's that simple.
Yeah. So what I was saying about another company coming in, I was speaking to another carrier. Yeah, I was speaking to some other agents yesterday and another carrier. And I said it's very unlikely that anybody else will want to come into the eastern counties again. We've seen somebody burnt here already once, and it's unlikely that's going to get disrupted.
I'm trying to think of what they could offer me to change me. Now, if you want to buy me a brand new house somewhere, give me 6 weeks of vacation on your expense, and get me all the other stuff that I'm currently getting, we may want to talk. I'd probably want you to throw in another boat.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't do that, I really have no reason to waste my time talking to them, right?
Well, that Aetna plan a couple of years ago was fantastic. The one that you got extra money for buying tents or things like that.
Oh, just what I needed.
My wife on her plan, because she was based up in Durham, got a bicycle and a smartwatch. And I've taken over the smartwatch. So
I got a watch.
That was $1,200 worth.
This is.
Mine's got a cracked screen, but it still works well.
But there's several bikes out there, and I'm not going to go riding a bike, y'all, unless the car breaks down, and then I'll have to take my wife's car.
I had brand new tires put on my bike like 3-4 years ago because
now they dry rotted, right?
Yeah, because it's still sitting in the shed. Anybody need a bike? I mean, I'm just not going to go out and ride. I'm more worried about getting hit by a car than anything else. People are crazy these days.
I'm worried about how many spare tires do you carry on your bicycle when you go riding?
Zero.
How about getting where you're going and then you got to come back and you have a flat tire? Then you got to carry that stupid thing home. No, it's not going to happen.
I'm not carrying it. I'm dumping it in somebody's yard.
Then you have to walk home.
No, think about good intentions, but I mean, how many older people do you see actually out riding bikes?
Most of them been killed when they were riding their bikes.
Most of them have bad hips or bad knees. They're not out there on the bike.
Well, my wife was riding a bike 2 years ago, and it started to rain, and she keeps her keys on a plastic ring, which goes around her wrist.
Right.
I don't use this, but she's put it on my key ring, and so it had an electronic button on it. And so when it started to rain, she reached out to pass the key to me, and she was just turning in a circle to pass it to me, and she didn't think about it, because in England your left-hand brake is your rear brake, so you close that one, or South Africa you close that, and in America that's your front brake. So she pulled that brake and just went slam straight into the road. And she actually fractured her hip. But you've got
is not healthy.
You've got a crescent. She only fractured the one part of it. So
only fractured one part of it.
So she recovered from it within about 6-8 weeks. Otherwise, she'd have needed pins and everything, which would have been horrible.
Get a stationary bike. Sit in the living room, watch your favorite movie, and if you're going to bike. When you get to be a certain age, stay inside the house and bike.
Go swimming. Silver
Go
Sleepers.
swimming, yeah.
Yeah.
Swinging singles. Don't they have a swim club? Sorry,
Swinging
Chris.
Singles. God, Chris. Chris, that was a
He's
classic.
never going to live that one
No,
down.
he's not. He makes
Because every time I come here, you're talking about it. I think
What?
it may just be coincidence. But
Oh, it's just
Oh,
weird.
it got started earlier before you got here, so yeah.
You don't get the credit for this one.
Oh,
So anything else we need to know about?
I see you have a thing, short-term home health care benefit
Yes, the
exclusions.
the one thing we've been talking about as agents is that people need to take a look at opportunities for long-term care coverage, or a mixture of long-term care or possibly short-term care in your home or in a
Right.
facility, and looking at coverages like that. And I have mentioned that before, and I personally took out a short-term home health care policy on myself and my wife, and for interest, so my premium was $50 a month, $49 a month, because I'm age 69 at the moment, and that covers me in case I get ill at home, and I can have a home health aide come to the home for 180 days in a year. And also it also covers me if I need physical therapy or skilled nursing and so on. So I get paid money, whether it's costing me money or not. I get paid. For the home health aid, it would be $150 a day for up to 180 days in a year. And so that's cost me $50 a month to get that, just under $50 a month, $600 a year. But I've put in, you can claim back $15 for every generic medication and $30 for every brand name medication. I'm on 5 medications, and so far I've claimed back $735
Nice.
from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. So that is pretty amazing, because that means I've actually made $135 profit,
Very good.
slightly more.
I get calls,
Right.
and I'm polite because I know they're Blue Cross, and they want to home
Polite.
check you up or
Mhm.
whatever it is to come to your house. I've declined all the time. I mean, I see my doctor quarterly.
Mhm.
I go by and do all that type of stuff. And they keep saying, well, if you do this, then you get money back on your flex card, or you get some stuff added to your, whatever. I said, but I don't need to waste your time or mine. I don't know what you've got to offer that I'm not getting at my doctor.
Yeah.
Where am I missing out here? Which can,
So-
I don't need anybody coming in here and maybe I'm a little bit paranoid. Well, I know I'm a lot paranoid. Anybody that's ever been a cop or a drug dealer is paranoid. Let's just put it that way. And I've been one.
More suspicious than paranoid.
Well, same
Yeah,
thing.
But you're also proactive over your health. Some people aren't.
But I mean, in my case, I'm just not interested in sitting down and sharing things that they don't need to know.
Right.
If I got physical stuff, I will talk about that with my doctor.
Mhm.
What else do I need to talk to them about?
Mhm.
What are they going to do for me?
Yeah.
They're gonna bring me
Well,
lunch?
I've had somebody come to my home. I tried it out. But the first time it was when I was on a Humana plan in Raleigh. So I had a lady come, and I didn't have a home blood pressure device. But when she did come that time, she found out I had pretty high blood pressure.
Well, I've got
So that
2 or 3 of those hanging around.
yeah,
and
I got one shortly
and a
after that because of
cardiologist
it.
and a dermatologist and a proctologist. That's for my brain, trying to find it.
So you're covered there.
I mean,
So-
I go to doctors
Yeah.
because that's what they want me to do
Yeah.
with my history.
So that I found valuable. The other thing that I've found valuable, that I think could be valuable, is if somebody comes to your home, so I've been in a couple of 2 homes I've been in where I've actually seen someone or someone's told me they've been tripping on a carpet in their room. And so what I've done while I've actually been there, and this is what I would like to think that the nurse would do if they come to your home, is they're looking for things like that. That's what I believe they're doing. And so what I've done is I've taken those carpets out and I put them in a cupboard, or I put them in their garage so they won't fall over and slip on them, because that's what they've been doing. And
What people come to visit have been doing?
well, when I was in that one home, I went, no, the lady actually there, I walked into the one home and she tripped over a carpet that was right next to where she was washing
When you
up.
were there?
Yes, I told you about it.
Oh.
And she fell into this oven, and I heard this click, 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 click. Not fell into the oven. She fell against the side of the oven.
I was going to say, yeah, I got it. So, and then it was,
And I heard this click, 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 click.
and then they ignited.
And I thought, I better just have a look and just make sure it's okay. And it wasn't. What had happened was she'd turned the gas on, and she had a knitting basket with a plastic bottom on it underneath us, and the flames were just up under this, burning this thing.
Don't put
to
anything
pieces.
near your stove.
So she had.
Don't come to my
I had to
house.
pick that up and put it in in her sink.
Yeah.
Good. I think I remember that story. That was a while back.
Yeah, that was a year and a half or so
God,
ago.
Peter, don't come to my house.
So
Trip
there are
over
things like
there.
that. It does, they
Sure.
do look. I know when they come to your house, they do look for safety.
Well,
Things,
I will
yeah.
tell y'all, all of y'all, when you get to certain ages, there's going to be a time in your lives that you're going to do what they call the shuffle, the old age shuffle.
Yes.
You don't pick your feet up as high. You just kind of shuffle along. As long as there's no bumps in the road or on your carpet, or you're fine. But when there's something there, you might stumble over it. Carpets are notorious because they have bumps
Yeah,
everywhere.
rugs.
Rugs, anything
Rugs are
laying
dangerous.
there on top
Be
of
careful.
it.
Right.
You don't need them. I don't
That's
have any
right.
carpets in this house.
Well, I just thought of something. It's a new year. I can get a new free thing I'm going to get another bath mat.
You
A new
can't.
free-
That's over. One and done with. I never got
What?
mine.
One and done.
They don't do that anymore?
No,
Oh,
because
refund.
only 3% of people were doing it.
Oh, well. And I was one of the
And I was
3%
one
for the first
Well,
time.
you were supposed to get one for me. Tell me how to do it with my card here, and you never did it.
And I never did it.
Oh yeah.
I
She
should
was,
have done
she
it.
was supposed to
Because
do
you
it.
were going on about the bath
Here
mats,
we
and I
go.
really wanted to
Blame
do it.
It was
but I
her
didn't.
fault.
Blame me.
It was her fault. Yeah.
My fault.
But we could get some things on using the rewards part. I'm sure we could use.
Yeah,
that
I've
to
got
get
to.
some stuff.
I got to go
I
in
don't
there.
get
And,
any rewards though for anything.
You do get
Where
rewards.
do I get them from?
By by doing exercise and logging it with Blue Cross, or
but
by,
you have to go to the gym for that, don't you?
no,
Do I have to
you
log
can,
it?
you can walk, or you can. Yeah.
Where do I log it?
Now, how do they know I'm actually doing
Is there
it?
something that I got to read?
Yes, you go into the website for the Blue Card,
Blue Connect.
Where's that?
Blue Connect, Blue Cross Blue
Have
Shield,
I got
Blue
one of
Connect.
those Blue Connect things?
Yes, we talked about that before.
Yeah, but
You
that was
can
more
set
for
up an
yesterday.
account for it, and
Yes, and you go in there and you put in, like, I went in there last year and put in my regular medical appointment that I have
Oh, is that
once a
right?
year, and they put $50 on a Visa card for me.
Really?
Yes,
Is it on a different Visa card or on my Flex card?
it's a Flex Visa card.
It's on the Flex card that I've already got, right?
I have one. Yeah.
sorry, what's on your Flex card?
I can put all this stuff on that one card. I don't have to get another card.
You get it's on your Flex card.
Okay, that's
your
fine.
rewards go on your
Yeah.
Flex card.
Okay,
yes.
it adds to that there. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Then I'll
Yeah.
go log all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if
I
you
have
have a screening,
see.
if you do a physical with your doctor, that gives you $50
See?
that goes on that card as
Blue
well.
Flex card.
I
Have you got a
that.
card like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
where
got
you
a
go
brand new
in there
one.
to the
Yeah.
I
website
lost the old one.
and you click in there the date of your appointment, and what they do is, of course, they're going to get a claim from the.
Is it
Doctor's
already
office.
on there? I mean, they get the claim from the doctor's
No,
office.
you have to do it yourself.
Why?
You have to put it in there.
Because you have to do it yourself. And then I saw where you
Extra
can go
work.
in there about exercise. And mine said after the 8th trip to the gym, you can claim that.
Mhm.
But I'll go back in and take a look and see what they're doing now. Problem is, I don't remember my password right now. So yeah,
See, no problem. We have too many passwords.
it's on my other computer at home because I have a password section in Google that you have to put in a code to get to.
Don't tell anybody where you live right now because your password.
You have to know the code to get into
But
it.
your computer's at home, right? They
Yeah,
can
I
break
have
that. They
computer
get
right
into
here.
it. Watch out.
But you have to have a code to get into it anyway in order to get the code.
That's true.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Peter, thank you. We've confused you enough.
That's always good
I need to get
information,
into the
though.
flex card stuff and figure out what I've got coming to me. Is this retroactive?
No.
No, but you can, as from now, you can, and we're still early in the year, so you've just missed January
See,
for exercising. But
do you know how much?
if you exercise in January, you could probably still claim it.
Well,
I exercise in
Peter,
January.
do you know what the limit is on this? On how much you can claim a year?
Yes, I think. I'm not sure what the hard limit is, but I know with other companies, it's been about 250 or so that you could claim.
That much?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I go in there and like when I claim my doctor's visit, my
Yeah.
physical checkup, and but it didn't allow me to go in there at a later day and put in like the cancer checkup because I've been getting little teeny bits of skin cancer
That's the
here and there.
dermatology.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, why wouldn't that count?
I don't know.
Skin cancer can be deadly if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah, they've specified a couple of, I think, mammograms and.
Yeah, I had a mammogram, but there's
yeah.
no place to put in there.
Isn't it? Okay.
Well, I was
Some-
going to say I
some
couldn't
companies
find one
do,
either
some
on
I
mine.
would
companies
think
don't.
that was important. I would think that was important for the ladies. Yes.
Well, there is quite a lot of breast cancer in men,
Man,
from what
yes,
I
there
understand.
are.
So
Yeah,
My neighbor
man,
had it
too.
in
So-
Jacksonville.
maybe we should be going for mammograms too.
Well, why not? We'll get Dr. Nikki in here one day and have her talk about it again. And February is heart month, so we really need to get Dr. Abrams in.
Yes, we do.
I'll try to call him today. I'm gonna
Please.
put Dr. Abrams. Put that on my list.
That's April, you say, is heart month.
No,
No, it's
February.
February.
Oh, February. Oh,
As in
Mhm.
Valentine's
Yeah.
heart.
yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
That's how we remember things.
hmm And it's coming up to Valentine's. isn't it?
Friday, Saturday.
Have you got your wife something for
You
Valentine's
better
Day?
have
haven't
that
thought
order
about it.
today.
I hadn't thought about it. That's all you men do. I haven't even thought about it. You should be thinking about
I've
that
been
every
reminding.
day.
I've been
Every
reminding
day.
people every day.
You
Well,
have been good.
well, I'm
Here and
thinking-
on the hammer
You've
the
been
other.
very
What
good.
I'm
Yes.
thinking about is our 40th wedding anniversary, which is coming up.
Don't forget
in
that
July.
either.
So,
Lord, gosh, don't forget that. We'll never
Nope.
see you
Nope.
again.
The Valentine's will not even matter if you forget that.
And we'll be reading about FBI searching for Peter if he
Well, there
forgets
you go.
that.
you know what? The funny thing was, on our second wedding anniversary, both my wife and I totally forgot about it. And it was about 8 o'clock in the evening
You
that we
forget.
got a knock on our door, on our landlady who we had invited to our wedding when we got married. And our landlady knocked
She
on the door
remembered.
and came with a cake for us.
Your landlady 2 years
She
after
remembered.
she was at your
Yep.
wedding remembered and you didn't?
And we did.
Neither of you.
Neither of us said.
Wow.
Right.
Not even have I done that. So.
I guess I wasn't married long enough to have those issues. So.
Well, my wife's first birthday after we got married, I forgot entirely about it.
Wow.
I found out about 3 o'clock in the
See,
afternoon.
folks, this is why you
Wondering why
need,
she was.
ladies and gentlemen,
That's,
this is why you need to have health care.
You might need it.
You might need it. Stab wounds.
I told you about Valentine's right after Robbie and I got married, right?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
because we
think you did.
got married in October, and come Valentine's, kind of a nice time of year, right?
Right.
And of course, I was working. I was a news director at the time,
Right.
and I got to work that day. And later on in the day, it was a windy February. I mean, the wind was blowing everywhere.
Windy. Whew.
And I got in, and one of my anchors, the primary anchor that afternoon, when she came in, she said, "Now you haven't forgotten. Now I know you're newlywed. you haven't forgotten this Valentine's Day today. I said, no, absolutely not. I've taken care of it. I got the flowers. Wow, I'm impressed. I said, yeah, didn't you just on the way to work on Shipyard Boulevard, there's a cemetery there that was covered with flowers that people had put out for Valentine, and the wind was blowing them all over the place. I told her, I said, didn't you drop by the cemetery on the way here? She said, you did. I said, well, yeah, I got it just all over the road. I picked them up. I was kidding, of course.
Rayford.
She just went off on me. She sounded like Lita sometimes. I thought he was funny.
Rayford.
What?
You've been better off just go pick some dandelions on the side of the road.
I already had the flowers taken care of, girl.
Yeah,
South
I know you
South
had.
Africa was pretty good. When I lived in South Africa, you'd stop on your way back from work and there would be vendors coming up to you on your, here's some roses, here's some,
Oh, that's nice.
So I'd just buy a bunch of roses or a bunch of flowers, and arrive home, and Debbie would say, oh, because she loves getting flowers.
That's so sweet.
So that was really nice. It doesn't happen now because there's no vendors coming to
No, it doesn't. And
there you go,
to
vendors.
the grocery store or something and whatever.
Maybe if you got a beggar doing that, then they'd do a lot better.
Right.
Yeah, they would be.
There you go, guys. If anybody wants to make a buck this weekend, get out there and buy you a bunch of roses at a discount and go stand along the road and sell them at the stoplights.
Or just find somebody that's growing them and cut them. And,
You could do that.
don't. You might get shot.
I don't think I
Thank
even
you. We
have
appreciate your time, sir.
As
Thank you.
always.
And we will
Appreciate you.
see you in a couple of weeks. Or whatever. All right.
We will do
Yes.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
that. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Be careful going. You got to go back to Durham?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
be careful driving.
Thanks.
I
Yeah.
don't envy you that drive.
I don't either. I don't either. That's no.
All right.
Anyway. All right, let's take a quick
Okay.
look at the weather. Small craft advisory is still in effect. Will be that way through tomorrow morning because we got a lot of wind out there just messing around. Westerly winds today offshore 15 to 20 knots, gust to 25 this morning, 5 to 7 foot seas. 3 to 5 near shore. Sounds and rivers will be choppy Thursday. Northerly winds 15 to 20, becoming northwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. 3 to 5 footers, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon to Friday. Northerly winds 10 to 15 on Friday, diminishing to 5 to 10 in the afternoon. 2 to 4 footers near shore. Seas about 2 feet in the morning on Friday. That's good. Go fishing. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon.
Well, today the clouds are building, so expect rain. We have an 80% chance, high near 66, west wind 8 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 32. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 54. Friday, sunny with a high near 53. And Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 61.
Yeah, go check around the area. The hams this morning were active, radio active as we call it. Over there in the southwest area, Randy on his golf cart this morning at 59 degrees, 80% humidity. Winds were out of the west at 5 to 10. Nobody had anything in the rain gauge then. We all expect to have something sometime today or tomorrow. Maybe this is.
That could be. It's a scammer.
I'm being really quiet, folks.
What?
3, 4, click.
Well, they hung up on you.
Yep.
Yep, they got their click in, so
Yep.
and their credit for the
All
call.
right. Anyway, Joe in the Swansboro area, 55 degrees this morning, 84% humidity, winds 2 miles per hour out of the south, 29.96 inches of mercury, and it was falling. Lee in Back Swamp, 59 degrees, 83% humidity, winds were kind of light, 5 miles per hour from the southwest, 29.63 inches of mercury in his barometric gauge. Ward in Cedar Point, 50 degrees. Cedar Point was chilly. He had some cool water keeping the place there, cool there. 91% humidity, winds out of the west-southwest at about 2, 29.93 inches of mercury. Brian, down in the borough, 50 degrees as well, 83% humidity. He had light south winds this morning and 29.54 inches of mercury. Lee, our very lovely Lady Blue, had 57 degrees in the Woodlands, 80% humidity. And east southeasterly winds 2 miles per hour, 29.87 inches of mercury. And okay, Dale and Carol this morning over there up the river around the bend, 59 degrees, 79% humidity, southwesterly winds at 4, nothing in the rain gauge. And here at the studio at that time, and still holding at 58 degrees. That was the overnight low. It was a high yesterday of 71 or 72.
Yeah,
That
I
was
remember it was 71 at one
was-
time.
That was a nice day yesterday.
Mhm.
But anyway, it's 58, was 58. It's 83% humidity. It's climbed a little bit, 86% humidity, winds out of the west southwest. And they're still about the same thing. They're peaking at 4 now, 3 to 4. And overnight, they were up to 9 miles per hour. Nothing in the rain gauge, 29.73 inches of mercury in the barometric gauge. And it was steady. Now, checked up in Maine. Paul up in Maine reported 25 degrees.
You can have it.
Yep. No wind. It was calm, 29.61 inches of mercury and falling. That means they had some stuff coming. He had 2 inches of new snow to add to the 19 inches of snow already on the ground. So he's got 21 inches of snow to deal with there in Maine. And we got a call from one of her, Carol,
Yes.
AF4CT this morning after the fact. She said she checked up in their neck of the woods from up in the Delaware Bay area. She said the Delaware Bay and the river, the Delaware River, were both frozen.
Isn't that something?
And they're talking about this being like a mini ice age or
Get
something.
your ice skates out.
No, don't get into those frozen things. Okay. We don't know how thick they are or are not. And around here,
Very
don't
true.
ever do it.
That's very, very
It
true.
will not be thick enough because it doesn't stay frozen for days and days and days. And, we just don't
Yes.
want any more tragedies.
I know.
One man was shot, another tracked down and arrested. It happened Monday afternoon at a residence on Rocky Run Road here in Jacksonville. Deputies responded to a call about 4 o'clock, found 33-year-old Brendan Dillon at the home suffering from several gunshot wounds. He was taken to a Wilmington hospital, recovering following surgery, reported in stable condition yesterday afternoon. Investigators identified a man they wanted in connection with that shooting as 37-year-old Robert Joseph Williams Jr. His home listed as North Myrtle Beach. Horry County Police located Williams and held him for Onslow deputies. Williams is now back in Onslow County, chilling his heels in the Onslow County bed and breakfast, facing a host of charges. He'll appear in court later this morning, anytime now, to hear that he's facing charges that include being a felon in possession of a gun, go figure, felony assault with a deadly weapon, inflicting serious injury, and felony discharge of a weapon in an occupied property. Deputies are working on this case, and additional details will be released later. If you have any information or can help, Crime Stoppers, your best bet. They'll offer cash rewards up to $5,000 for information in this or other cases that are deemed of value or assistance to law enforcement. Their number is 910-938-3273, 910-938-3273. 3 years ago, Onslow Sheriff's deputies responded to a call in Hubert for a man who had died at a home there. 43-year-old James Redden Strickland was dead when they arrived. According to the autopsy, he had an overdose of fentanyl. The investigation led to a Newport woman, Destiny Marie Smith, who was 23 years old at the time. With assistance from the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, Smith was arrested later in 2023. That was the Carteret County Sheriff's Office in Beaufort, by the way. Smith was arrested in 2023, late in the year, charged with felony related to homicide of Strickland. Yep. You give them the drugs, you sell them the drugs, you make them available to them, they die, you get arrested for homicide. This week, she pleaded guilty in Onslow County Superior Court to involuntary manslaughter in connection with the death. Her sentence, a whopping 16-month to 29-month period of quality time in Central. The investigation revealed Smith provided the victim with illegal narcotics. The substances were submitted for laboratory testing, tested positive for fentanyl. An autopsy and toxicology results determined the victim died as a result of fentanyl and ethanol toxicity. Evidence obtained by investigators showed the victim had negotiated the purchase and delivery of the narcotics that were later found in the victim's bedroom and during the autopsy. After Ms. Smith completes what sentence the parole board decides is sufficient, to make sure she understands how really serious the criminal justice system works. She'll be placed on probation for anywhere from 13 to 25 months, and she'll have to pay restitution. This gets me. She got to pay restitution to someone of a whopping $8,000. Matters not what type of neighborhood or home you live in. Yes, there are locales known for their violence. South Chicago comes to mind, but it's not limited to rough neighborhoods, and no amount of money can keep violence away. In Sarasota, that's in Florida, Tuesday, gunfire, multiple gunshots in a gated community, nice home, affluent home. Multiple deaths, no arrests, no details as yet. No one was found alive in the home. Sarasota is south of Tampa along the southwest side of Florida, long been a retirement area, well known for snowbirds retiring and looking for sunshine. Not a lot of details coming from the scene as yet. No doubt the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office will be requesting both federal and state agencies to assist. Sarasota was at one time the winter home for the Ringling Brothers Circus and spring training for several Major League Baseball teams. I lived there for a bit of time. At least 9 people dead in connection with the shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in British Columbia. The suspect also among those dead.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The Tumbler Ridge Royal Canadian Mounted Police confirmed to Fox News that officers responded to reports of an active shooter at the school about 1:20 p.m. local time Tuesday. They were searching the school. They found 6 victims dead from gunshot wounds and a person believed to be the suspect dead from what appeared to be a self-inflicted injury. 2 victims airlifted to a hospital with serious or life-threatening injuries, and the 3rd victim died while being transported to that hospital. They identified a secondary location believed to be connected to the incident where 2 other victims were found dead inside that home. 25 others with non-life-threatening injuries were taken for assessment at the local medical center. What in the name of heaven is wrong with people?
I don't know,
Just
Reverend.
please tell me.
It's crazy everywhere.
Just tell me.
There's something breaking that just came out early this morning. This is, all right, speculation. Let's talk about speculation. The FAA abruptly issued a temporary flight restriction that immediately grounds all flights to and from El Paso International Airport in Texas for the next 10 days.
Let's do that again. They grounded all
Incoming and outgoing flights.
from El Paso.
El Paso International Airport.
From where? Anywhere? All flights?
All flights.
What's
The airport
going
is
on
shut down.
there?
Yes. Well, the airport, which is next to the U.S. military's Biggs Army Airfield, insists over the border from the Mexican city of Juarez.
Juarez, yeah. That's
Said all
500,000
flights,
people.
all
there, by
flights
the
have
way.
been grounded. The El Paso airport said the restrictions had been issued on short notice, and it was waiting for additional guidance from the FAA. It says flights were also barred from the airspace over the nearby community of Santa Teresa in the United States state of New Mexico.
They're calling it special security reasons. That's
Yes.
all they're saying right now.
Restrictions would be in place until February 21st and covered a radius about 10 nautical miles from the airport, not including Mexican airspace. Wow.
They're right on the border. El Paso is
Right.
right there on the border with Juarez.
Yeah, it says the airport
They
handled
tried to
3
give me a
point.
job there. I asked them how far the ocean was, and they
They handled 3.49 million passengers in the first 11 months of 2025. Major airlines include Southwest, Delta, United, and American. They all fly there. Wow. Says it's extremely rare, but notably took place nationwide in the aftermath of September 11th.
I don't remember anything like this.
Wow, that's it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that.
Well, El Paso is a major trafficking location as well,
Mhm.
you know, for illegals and for drugs.
That was kind of my first thought, but then again, I'm like, why shut down everybody coming in and out?
Well, because
Because
they can.
they can. That's right.
And probably in this case, probably because they should. Let's see. That guy that bring you up to speed. The only thing we know is Carlos Palazuelos was the man that they stopped
Mhm.
questioned in connection with the disappearance of probable abduction of Nancy Guthrie from her home a week ago Saturday in the dead of night. 84-year-old woman living alone. She was snatched from her home.
Right.
People broke in wearing ski masks. I'm looking at one of them right now. Gloves, everything. They were pretty well covered up as best they could from one end to the other. So I'm just.
I hope today has some good news
I hope
coming out
I
on
hope
it.
they have some good news. They really should. They finally got this stuff from Google. Though the account was
Mhm.
not in effect, all that stuff was still available if you look hard enough, and if you give it enough incentive from the FBI, you'll look hard enough.
Right.
So, whatever's.
Hmm.
The they're calling this video a massive break. This could do one of two things there. This would call these guys to, break and run and hopefully leave the victim behind alive,
Right.
or it could do the same thing and break and run and make sure you get rid of the evidence.
Right.
Guys, I don't care who, you're done, dudes. You are done. What you do now between now and the time you get caught can determine how short your life will be.
But just watching his actions on the video, he's not smart at all.
No.
Not smart. He's one of the dumbest.
Then you need to be
crooks.
smart enough if you want to live.
Right.
If you have any desire to live, you're not going. Number one, you're not going to be a
know.
hero in prison.
I have a lot of questions like what was in the backpack. A lot of speculation about
I
that.
had to bring stuff for secure whatever.
That's what they were saying, but the backpack looked pretty full, but maybe it was a change of clothes too. I don't know,
Likely.
but a lot of stuff going to come out about that. This has been,
I don't know how
Gary?
much more video that they've got available. There's probably some out there too.
well, there's talk about the camera on top of the house that they found over near the pool house.
Yep.
And maybe they'll be able to pull, if it was even working, maybe they'll be able to pull something more, but there's no way he was going to be able to carry the Guthrie woman any distance, and there was no way she was going to be able to walk any distance. So there had to be a vehicle involved,
Sure.
little things like that. So
Yeah.
you want to hear a stupid is stupid does story?
Yeah.
One of our listeners asked if we had seen this story, so I looked it up. A Massachusetts homeowner accidentally set his house on fire
Whoops.
while trying to melt ice built up during a brutal winter stretch of Arctic misery.
How did he?
The fire broke out at a home in Milton, Massachusetts, after the man used a blowtorch to melt ice on his roof.
On his roof?
On his
You
roof,
mean where the shingles are located?
flames quickly spread into the attic,
Yeah.
turning what appeared to be a small flare-up into a major fire. Witnesses said the fire escalated rapidly, with flames consuming the roof in just 5 minutes. Fire department responded and battled flames for hours while also dealing with freezing temperatures. Well, they got to put anti-de-icer or something in those water hoses when it gets so cold. Do not use a blowtorch on the roof of your house to melt snow.
No. Get some. You can get antifreeze, just straight antifreeze. Mix it with water and pour it down. It'll melt it.
But the thing about it is, all that snow on the roof of your house is insulating your house, is it not?
It is, but if it gets too heavy, Furniture Fair over here on Belfork Road, way back in the 70s.
I remember that.
Yeah, they had a big snowfall here, and actually
Yes.
the roof collapsed, killed one man.
I remember that now. Good point. Good point.
So his flat roofs in the snow are bad. So I don't know what was going on in his house.
Oh, yeah. True.
After years of backing the legalization of marijuana in the United States, the New York Times changed course in an editorial published yesterday in the piece entitled, "It's Time for America to Admit
Mhm.
that It Has a Marijuana Problem." stated that the United States has recently gone too far in accepting and even promoting its use. This is a dark departure from the publication's longtime support of making pot mainstream. In a 2014 editorial 12 years ago, the Times argued the federal ban on the drug should be repealed and the decision should be left up to the individual states. Prohibition has proved to be costly. That's what they said. Harsh consequences for millions of Americans, according to the 2014 editorial. The criminalization of marijuana has been a boon for illegal drug markets and has disproportionately burdened minority communities. But the Times today, it says no, acknowledging that many of its predictions were wrong, and that marijuana's legalization has led to more problems than anticipated, chiefly that its use is far more widespread. A 2024 survey found that approximately 18 million Americans use marijuana daily or near daily, a deeply disturbing number, according to Dr. Mark Siegel. By comparison, 14.7 million people are daily or near daily drinkers. 18 million Americans are using pot daily. 15 million Americans are drinking booze daily.
Gosh, that's a lot of booze.
Between that's a lot more pot.
A lot of pot too. Yep.
Between 1992 and 2022, daily marijuana use became about 15 times more common. And it's still killing brain cells. It interferes with performance and memory. Do you have any?
What?
It interferes with performance and memory.
What?
Marijuana.
Just kidding.
And then you've got these other issues. What does it do for job performance?
Right.
You can come in high or having some pot, and maybe you're not going to be functioning as well or whatever. Do you think that the employers are going to keep you? Maybe there's a reason there is such a dropout in society. Maybe there's a reason there are so many people not at work because they don't want to go to work.
Right.
Still claiming that the pandemic caused them to lose their jobs. No, it didn't. Your pot use probably did. Because when it came time to rehire people, they decided, I don't need you. I'll find somebody else that's more dependable. Well, anyway.
Well, here I got something for you. I was watching a little bit of the Homeland Security and Oversight Committee yesterday in Congress, and they were questioning the ICE acting director, Todd Lyons, and it got really heated. Let me tell you how I got heated. Democratic Representative LaMonica McIver, who is currently facing charges related to interfering with ICE officers at a detention facility, she asked the director, Todd Lyons, acting director, how do you think Judgment Day will work with you with so much blood on your hands? That's what she asked him during this hearing. And of course, he came back out and he said, I'm not going to entertain that question. And then she asked, of course not. Of course you're not. McIver said, do you think you're going to hell? House Committee on the Homeland Security Chairman Andrew Garbarino interjected and reminded members of the standards of decorum, prompting McIver to respond by saying, Mr. Chairman, I'm just asking a question. You guys are always talking about religion and the Bible. But I just happened to catch that when she was like, how do you feel about having blood on your hands and you're going to hell and blah, blah. And I'm like, what kind of committee hearing is this? I mean, seriously, this is the way.
This is the way our money
This is who you voted for.
This is the way our money is wasted.
Yes.
Every day.
This is who you voted for, people. Speaking of voting, let me look up.
It's
tomorrow.
It's early
Tomorrow.
voting begins tomorrow.
Right, I'm looking that up right now. I need to do a thing on there and put up.
In-person early voting for the
Yes.
2026 primary election begins tomorrow and ends at 3 p.m. February 28th in all 100 counties. It's not doesn't run around the clock.
Oh,
all
you
the
already
time.
had it up.
Statewide, 319 early voting sites will open for voters in the primary when voters will select candidates to move on to the general election ballot in November. Early voting, especially popular in North Carolina general elections, but it's also used by many primary voters. 59% of primary voters cast ballots on election day, 39% voted during the early voting period, and 2% voted by mail in 2022. Eligible voters may cast a ballot at any early voting site in their county. For sites and hours, you can go to early voting site schedules. It's on early voting sites for the March 3rd, 2026 primary election. You can go to the Board of Elections, the North Carolina Board of Elections. Sample ballots for the primary are available through voter search tool. You go, put your name in there, find out, make sure you're the right person there and you got all the information right and that you're living where it says you're supposed to be living. If you're registered somewhere else and you're living in a different place than where you're registered, you need to get that changed.
Well, during early voting, now you've got 5 early voting places you can go vote at.
In Onslow County,
do not have to go to the one that you normally go to. You can go any of the 5. But on March 3rd, if you've not voted prior to that, you have to go to your precinct.
Can't go anywhere else. But between now and the 28th, the days are going to be different. They're like tomorrow and Friday this week. The next week is Monday through Friday during the day. And
then the following week is Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, a half a day.
The 28th.
There is a holiday in there. I'll have to check and look.
I don't know.
President's Day. Isn't that a federal holiday?
I don't know. Yeah, it should be, but I don't remember.
It should be.
Let's see. Yes, you do have to have a voter ID here in North Carolina.
Put the link on our page.
And if you're registered as a Democrat or Republican or something, then you have to vote as you're registered. If you're unaffiliated, you can pick the ballot that you would like to register to vote in that primary for that party. Okay. Can't pick both. I've tried. I'll try every time, but they still say no.
Yes, they do.
You do not have to vote the same way that you'll vote in the general election. You can pick either ballot. No, you just get a straight ballot in the general election. So it doesn't really matter what your party affiliation is or no party affiliation. Individuals who missed the regular voter registration deadline on February 6th may register and vote at the same time during the early voting period. Same-day registrants must attest to their eligibility and provide proof of where they live by showing a driver's license or other government document, paycheck, utility bill, or bank statement that has their current name and residence address on it. You can check register in person during early voting. You can do that online. You can update your registration when you check in to vote at an early voting site. You may update your name and address within the same county. If you move to another county and you're voting from another county, you're voting here, that doesn't count.
That's right.
That doesn't work that way.
That's why they call it one-stop voting. One-stop
updating a registration when you check in to vote at an early voting site. You may update your name or address within the same county. You may not change your party affiliation at an early voting site during a primary election. You come in a Democrat, you leave a Democrat. Come in a Republican, you leave a Republican. Come in unaffiliated, you're lucky, and you leave as unaffiliated. Your photo ID, you're going to show it or you're not going to vote. Most voters will show their driver's license, but many other forms of photo ID will be accepted. Voters who do not have a photo ID can meet the photo ID requirement by either filling out a form explaining why they were unable to show ID or showing their ID at the County Board of Elections office by noon on March 6th. More information about the photo ID requirement is available at bringitnc.gov. You can get free photo IDs. Any registered voter who needs a photo ID can get one for free from the County Board of Elections office during the early voting period. That ends on February 28th. There's some certain things you're going to have to be able to get your voter ID. You're going to have to prove who you are. Duh. You still got to have some kind of an ID or something like a
Right,
bank statement or
right, right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Show who
Well,
you are, where you live.
I put the links on our
Good.
pages here, but if you just go to these links for the Board of Elections, you can go to Onslow County Board of Elections, put that in your guest bar, and it'll take you to the link. It tells you everything that you need to know about voting. You can also check your registration there. Do we have an elections board director yet?
I don't know. You cannot take photographs. You cannot videotape voted ballots. Voters may use electronic devices in the booth to access a slate card or candidate information, provided they don't use the devices to communicate with anyone or take photographs of their voted ballot. Empty ballots are one thing. Once you start marking your ballot, you can't take pictures of it,
I did
even
one
for your
time,
own use.
but I did it in such a way you couldn't actually see. I took a picture of my granddaughter filling in my ballot for me.
The state board asked that all voters respect the rights of others to participate in the election. Intimidating any voter is a crime.
Wow.
Voters who feel harassed or intimidated should notify an election official, like right now when
Right.
it happens. Just notify them at the time. Also, it's illegal. You can rest assured they'll find a statute against it. If you go in and you harass or you get behind the registrars, the people there who are running the election,
Right.
you go behind them and see what's going on, or
Right.
you try to do something you're not supposed to do, you're going to jail.
And for all you poll workers who work in the poll,
Thank you.
you're going to have people of different affiliations out there working. Get along. Don't be arguing. Don't be fighting.
I'll go ahead. Bring it on.
No.
Yeah,
Just
well,
everybody be nice.
We need to get something we can talk about.
I've seen things happen in the past. I'm like, what in the world?
It's always fun. It's always fun.
There's always stories at the
There's
poll
a
every year.
story every
Always
day.
stories.
All right, we're gone. We're going to see you
Yes.
tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's Friday Eve,
Right.
and we'll be back in here then.
We have
be-
Chris Miller.
Be safe out there. You know, there's a Papa Top again, and we'll have Chris single swingers. No,
Swinging singles.
swinging single swingers,
Single
whatever it
swingers.
is. And he'll be back in here again in the
Mhm.
morning.
Yes.
You're live in Local Real Talk, where we're awake, not woke, and have a great rest of your day.